We're joined today by William Newton, President and MD at WiredScore. William, thanks very much for joining us. We've been looking a lot at resilience at the moment. How important is digital infrastructure, and particularly for landlords at the moment?
I think it's a really interesting question. This year was going to be a really significant year for resilience and for the importance of connectivity generally. But the impact of coronavirus has exacerbated that even beyond what we were expecting. Some research that YouGov did in Australia showed that 98% of office workers think that good digital connectivity helps them be more productive. But 83% of those workers have experienced failed or unreliable digital connectivity at work during that period of time. And that's extraordinarily frustrating. People want to be at work, they want to be productive, they want to be able to do their job well. And people will no longer stand for bad digital connectivity. Tenants want offices which can let their staff be more productive, and also we've seen that they're willing to pay for it. We've seen research into the Wired certified portfolio in London that shows buildings that are well connected get about a 4.7% rental premium on those that don't. So clearly digital connectivity is incredibly important. Resilience is an issue to do with business continuity, as well as just an issue to do with day-to-day success. So in the future, I think having a reliable and resilient digital infrastructure is going to be key to enabling businesses to remain operational and for the economy to bounce back from the hit that it's just received.
Have you noticed that the narrative around connectivity and its importance is changing? Because obviously that's now companies are having to look at both the connectivity in people's homes in a way, as well as in their office space.
From my experience and the experience of people I've been talking to, nothing has been more difficult than having a poor internet connection. And that means that when you've got children e-learning and you've got parents video conferencing and maybe you've got some teenagers online gaming, there have been greater demands than ever before on our system. That means, of course, businesses now realise that their employees' home internet connections are crucial to their business continuity. We did some research last year that showed that 85% of British homeowners and renters have experienced issues at home with their Wi-Fi. I think if we reran that study now, you'd probably see an even greater number of people who've had some level of extraordinary frustration over the past 8 weeks of lockdown. We think that means that the businesses need to care about this. We also think that this means that residential developers now need to care about digital connectivity more. 60% of developers are including within their planning applications information to show that they're in line with the national planning policy framework that shows that new developments have to be able to support the next generation of technologies like 5G and like full fibre broadband. And so I think as part of the narrative, when anyone is now looking to move home, they're going to realise that internet connectivity is something that's got to be top of their list.
And that's interesting that you talk about the residential side there, because there's a lot of discussion as well at the moment around the future of office. And obviously across Europe, you're beginning to get some workforces moving back, and that's expected to happen over a period of time. Do you think some of, I suppose, what's viewed as important for the real estate sector will have changed?
I think we're going to see a permanent shift to more increased occasional work from home, and then that itself is going to probably be offset by the de-densification of office space as we look to be in different places so that we can be healthier. These are just two of a huge number of trends that we're going to be facing, but one thing we can all be certain about is that things are going to be different. They're going to be meaningful different. This is not going to be a return to the way it was, and all of us are going to have to make sure that our spaces can adapt to our new normal, our businesses can adapt to the new normal, and we have the resilience in place to lead to the business continuity that we so desperately need right now.
Thanks very much, William. Always a pleasure talking to you. Thanks very much for joining us today.
Thanks very much.